Friends, we live in an age of noise, constant notifications, endless opinions, and an unbroken stream of comparison and distraction. Boom. Yet nearly 2,000 years ago, a Roman emperor wrestled with the same inner storms that we do today: fear, anger, anxiety, the pull of pleasure and the sting of loss. That emperor was Marcus Aurelius. In the quiet of the night, in military camps on the frozen frontiers of the empire, he wrote personal notes to himself. He never intended them for publication. They were reminders: how to live, how to think, how to remain calm and decent in a chaotic world. Those notes became the book we now call Meditations. Tonight, I want to explore Stoicism through Marcus Aurelius, not as a dry philosophy, but as a practical guide to living, especially amidst stress, conflict, and uncertainty. 1. What is Stoicism? Stoicism began in Athens around 300 BCE, founded by Zeno of Citium. By Marcus Aurelius's time, it had traveled from dusty porches in Greece to the palaces and battlefields of Rome. At its core, Stoicism teaches three things. 1. There are things we control and things we do not. 2. Virtue, character, is the only true good. 3. We can always choose our attitude and our response. Marcus distills this in a single line: greater than. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Meditations 12.36. The Stoic doesn't deny pain or difficulty. Instead, they face reality squarely and ask, how can I respond well? Not, how can I avoid every hardship? But, given what is happening, what is the best, most honorable thing I can do? 2. The discipline of perception. Seeing clearly. The first major Stoic discipline is perception, how we see the world. Marcus constantly reminds himself that events are neutral. It's our judgments that disturb us. Greater than. If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it, and this you have the power to revoke at any moment. Meditations 8.47. Something happens, a colleague insults you, plans fall apart, traffic delays you. Those are facts. Then your mind adds a story. This always happens to me. They don't respect me. My whole day is ruined. Stoicism invites us to pause between the event and the story. Marcus tells himself, greater than, choose not to be harmed, and you won't feel harmed. Don't feel harmed, and you haven't been. Meditations 4.7. That is radically empowering. He is not saying, pretend nothing hurts. He is saying, decide what it means. Decide whether it will define you. Decide whether you will let it poison your character. In modern terms, this is close to cognitive behavioral therapy, challenging automatic thoughts, questioning assumptions, and reframing situations. When something troubles you, Marcus suggests a simple practice: strip it to essentials. Greater than. When you have a thing presented to you, observe what is before you and break it down into its cause, its matter, its purpose, and the time within which it must end. Paraphrased from Meditations 8.11, 8.13. You are anxious about a meeting. What are the facts? You will talk. Others will listen. They may agree or disagree. Time will pass. The day will end. Does it matter? Yes, in a practical sense. But is it a catastrophe? No. Seeing clearly shrinks fear to its real size. 3. The discipline of action. Living with virtue. Stoicism is not just about calm, it is about character. For Marcus, the point of life is not to feel good, but to be good. He writes, if at some point in your life you should come across anything better than justice, truth, self-control, courage, if you find anything better than that, embrace it without reservation. But if nothing is better than the divine within you, then do not make room for anything else. Meditations 3.6. The Stoic virtues, wisdom, justice, courage, temperance, are not abstract. Marcus was emperor during wars, plagues, and political intrigue. His philosophy was tested every day. He constantly asks, What is my duty right now? What is the right thing to do? Greater than, at every moment, keep a sturdy mind on the task at hand, as a Roman and a human being, doing it with strict and simple dignity, affection, freedom, and justice. Meditations 2.5. This means wisdom, taking the time to understand, not rushing to judgment. Justice, acting fairly, even when it is inconvenient or costly. Courage, doing what is right despite fear, not in the absence of fear. Temperance, self-control, not being owned by cravings, anger, or vanity. When you face a choice, big or small, Stoicism invites a simple question. What is the virtuous thing here? Not what is easiest, what makes me look good, what gives me the most advantage, but what is just, honest, and fair. Marcus reminds himself, greater than, the only thing that isn't worthless, to live this life out truthfully and rightly, and be patient with those who don't. Meditations 6.47. Patience with others and with ourselves is also part of virtue. We all fall short, and Marcus knew it. Many of his notes are not triumphs, but corrections. Stop being irritable. Stop complaining. You know better. 4. The discipline of will, accepting what we cannot change. The third Stoic discipline is will, how we relate to what is beyond our control. Marcus lived with real tragedy. He lost children, faced betrayal, and bore immense pressure. Yet he keeps returning to one idea. There is a larger order to things. We do not control what happens, but we always control whether we cooperate with reality or fight it. He writes, greater than, accept whatever comes to you woven in the pattern of your destiny, for what could more aptly fit your needs. Greater than. Meditations 7.57. This is not passive resignation. It is active acceptance. Given that this has happened, how do I respond well? He even rehearses loss ahead of time, not in a morbid way, but to prepare his heart. Greater than. Begin each day by telling yourself, today I shall meet with interference, ingratitude, insolence, disloyalty, ill will, and selfishness. Meditations 2.1. He doesn't do this to become cynical, but to avoid naive shock when people behave like people. If you expect perfection, you will be angry all the time. If you expect human nature, you can respond with understanding. And when things truly cannot be changed, he offers this simple principle. Greater than, the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. Meditations 5.20. Think of every obstacle as raw material. You wanted one path, reality gave you another. You can waste energy complaining, or you can ask, what can I build with this? What can I learn, improve, develop? 5. What we control and what we don't. If there is one Stoic idea to remember, it is this. Distinguish between what is up to you and what is not. Up to you, your judgments, your values, your decisions, your effort, your response to events. Not up to you, other people's thoughts, past events, random outcomes, your reputation, not fully. The timing of fortune, illness, loss, and death. Marcus urges, greater than, don't demand that things happen as you wish, but wish that they happen as they do happen, and you will go on well. Echoing Epictetus, see Meditations 7.57, 8.46. We suffer deeply when we demand that the world obey our preferences. We suffer less when we accept reality and focus on our part in it. Imagine holding two circles. A tiny circle, what you actually control. A vast circle around it, what you care about but cannot fully control. Stoicism says, live in the tiny circle while caring wisely about the larger one. Do your best, then let go. Marcus puts it plainly. Greater than. You have to assemble your life yourself, action by action, and be satisfied if each one achieves its goal as far as possible. No one can keep that from happening. Meditations 8.32. No one can keep that from happening. Others can block outcomes, positions, promotions, even relationships, but they cannot stop you from acting with integrity in every moment. War 6. Memento Mori. remember you will die. Modern life pushes death out of sight. Stoicism brings it back, not to depress us, but to sharpen our sense of what matters. Marcus returns to this theme constantly. Greater than, you could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think. Meditations. 2.11. He is not being morbid, he is being honest. Every plan, every grudge, every possession is temporary. Remembering this can do three powerful things. 1. It shrinks trivial problems. Is this argument worth your limited remaining days? Is this resentment worth carrying? 2. It clarifies priorities. If you had a year left, whom would you love more openly? What would you stop postponing? 3. It dissolves fear. Fear of embarrassment, failure, criticism. All of it is small against the fact that we all share the same ultimate fate. He writes, greater than, think of yourself as dead. You have lived your life, now take what's left and live it properly. Greater than Meditations 7.56. In other words, whatever is gone is gone. Do not waste today reliving yesterday. Start now. 7. Other people, frustration, and fellowship. Stoicism is not a solitary, selfish philosophy. Marcus sees himself as part of a larger human community, greater than. What brings no benefit to the hive brings none to the bee. Meditations. 6.54. Our well-being is bound up with the well-being of others. That doesn't mean pleasing everyone. It means recognizing that we are interconnected. Still, people can be difficult. Marcus knew this well. His advice: when you wake up in the morning, tell yourself, the people I deal with today will be meddling, ungrateful, arrogant, dishonest, jealous, and surly. Meditations 2.1. He continues, they behave this way because they don't understand good and evil the way a philosopher does. They are acting from ignorance, habit, or pain. The task is not to mirror their behavior, not to let them drag you down, not to hate them. Greater than, the best revenge is not to be like your enemy. Meditations 6.6. And again, when another blames you or hates you, go to their souls, penetrate inside and see what kind of people they are. You will realize that there is no need to be racked with anxiety that they should hold any particular opinion about you. Meditations 9.27. When criticized or mistreated, the Stoic does not obsess over image. They examine their conscience. Is this criticism true? Then learn from it. Is it false or unjust? Then let it go. And when they themselves are at fault, they correct gently but firmly without collapsing into shame. Marcus is clear that we are all works in progress. Bino Reserve 8. Simplicity and presence. Stoicism is not just a set of emergency tools. It is a way of walking through everyday life with more simplicity and presence. Marcus keeps returning to this question. Am I actually living the moment in front of me? Greater than, confine yourself to the present. Meditations 8.3. 6. Not because the future is unimportant, but because all action happens now. We waste immense energy by constantly replaying the past and pre-living the future. He also warns against scattering ourselves. Concentrate every minute like a Roman, like a man, on doing what's in front of you with precise and genuine seriousness, tenderly, willingly, with justice. Meditations 2.5. Stoic presence is not passive drifting. It is focused engagement with the task, the person, the conversation at hand. Simplicity also means valuing what truly matters. Greater than, very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself, in your way of thinking. Greater than. Meditations 7.67. Not in impressing others, not in more possessions, not in constant novelty, but in aligning your thoughts and actions with reason, nature, and virtue. 9. Practical applications for today. How do we live this in a world very different from Marcus's, but emotionally much the same? Here are a few concrete practices drawn from his example. 1. Morning reflection. Begin your day not by grabbing your phone, but by asking, what might I face today? Delays, criticism, temptation to anger. Who do I want to be in response? Marcus did this daily. It's a kind of mental armor, not to shut the world out, but to meet it prepared. 2. Negative visualization. Once in a while, imagine losing what you take for granted. Your job, your health, even the people you love. Not to depress yourself, but to deepen gratitude and reduce fear. Do not act as if you were going to live 10,000 years. While you live, while it is in your power, be good. Meditations. 4.17. When you understand that everything is alone, you cling less tightly and appreciate more deeply. 3. The pause between event and reaction. When something triggers you, practice a tiny gap before responding. Ask, what exactly happened? What story am I adding? What is the virtuous response? This is Stoic perception, action, and will in real time. For evening review, Marcus often examined his own day. You can do the same. Where did I act with wisdom, justice, courage, self-control? Where did I fall short? What will I do differently tomorrow? Not to beat yourself up, but to keep growing. 10. The quiet heroism of daily life. We often imagine heroism in grand gestures, saving lives, leading nations, changing history. Marcus Aurelius did some of that. But the core of Stoicism is quiet heroism, choosing decency in small moments, not snapping in irritation, telling the uncomfortable truth, apologizing when you're wrong, staying kind when it is easier to be cruel, doing your work thoroughly, even when no one is watching. Marcus never wrote, "Become a philosopher by memorizing my words." Instead, he wrote to himself, "Greater than. Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one." Meditations. 10.16. That is the challenge and the invitation. In a world full of distraction, you can cultivate focus. In a world full of outrage, you can cultivate calm. In a world full of cruelty, you can cultivate kindness. In a world full of superficiality, you can cultivate depth. This is Stoicism lived, not just discussed. 11. Closing. Marcus Aurelius ruled an empire, but in his private notes he sounds more like a fellow traveler than a distant emperor. He confesses his frustrations, corrects his own pettiness, and urges himself toward a little more courage, a little more patience, a little more understanding each day. He knew, as we know, that life is short, uncertain, and often difficult. But he also knew this: our character is always in our hands. Our mind can be trained. Our days, though limited, can be lived with meaning. So when you wake tomorrow, perhaps recall one of his lines. Greater than, you could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think. Meditations. 2.11. Let it push you not to despair, but to presence, to gratitude, to courage, to kindness. You do not control the length of your life, the opinions of others, or the twists of fortune. But, as Marcus reminds us, you do control your mind, your choices, and the quality of your soul. Guard that well. Use it well. Live it well. Thank you.
If you would be so kind, and if you found value in this video, please consider subscribing to this channel and give it a share. There are thousands of men just like you that could find the same value. Together, we can empower and lift up godly men to lead a more Christian, faith-based life.